Hello, and welcome back. This is Dan. I'm returning to Starflight in the Let's Play series. This is going to be episode 2. I think I did the first one quite a few months ago and had some requests to see a little bit more of the game, maybe play through some more. Going to do that here now. Here we go. We got our game 1. It's me. We're going to go through. I actually started playing this a little bit ago. I actually added names to all the characters. Nothing in particular for any of the names, but for the most part, I just wanted to add some character or some personality to the characters on my ship, rather than just, I think I just put in letters or something last time. So I just went ahead and changed that. Another big thing, we still have the Odyssey, which is our ship. We've got our weapons, we've got our engines and our shields and our armor. We actually have quite a bit of money left over, 12,900. I don't want to spend that right now, primarily because of the need for fuel, which is going to be used up rather quickly. Now, I already kind of touched on some of the mining elements in the previous video and some of the combat elements. I wanted to kind of delve into more aspects of the game that weren't really in the last video. So we're going to go back outside. We're going to come back. We're going to go to our trade depot here. We're going to check, see what we've got for fuel. Our Endurium Plus, that's our fuel. We've got 30 units of volume, I suppose. And we're going to go ahead and not buy any more right now. I think we're good. That should be enough to get us to the nearest star system. We're going to assign crew. We did that. But anyway, yeah, so I think I talked about it a little bit more in the last video, that I guess I never saved it. There. Okay, so I think I talked about it a little bit more in the last video, about the different elements of the game and how big the galaxy is, or the universe, or however you want to look at it. There is a resource management mining aspect to it. You can land on almost every single one of the planets. You can mine the surface. You can get that material. You can take it back to your space station. You can sell it for money. There's also the combat element, and sort of a diplomatic element, I guess, in a way, too, because you have the alien life that's in this universe, and you actually don't understand their language. I think we touched on that a little bit at the end of the last video, but the reason being is that your communicator or your communications officer doesn't understand the language. I don't think there's a universal translator in the game, a la Star Trek, something like that. But for the most part, once you start playing through the game a little bit more and you start encountering these aliens, certain words will show through their dialogue. And oh, actually, you know what I wanted to do is I wanted to show the star map, because I don't think we touched on that last time. I may have, I'm not sure. But here it is. Here's the actual map of the universe, of the galaxy, and each one of those points of light, or each one of those pixels, is a star, and each one of those has numerous planets, at least 2 or 3 in most of them. And I mean, it's massive. It takes a lot of fuel, and it actually shows you in the top left-hand corner how much fuel it's going to take to reach those destinations. One, there is a bit of a trick in the game. I'm not going to give away the ultimate secret, in that I know where Earth is and the Sol system, our solar system. And if I remember correctly, there's Jupiter and there's Mars and Mercury, and they line up pretty much well. It's the solar system. It's in this game. I remember where it's at, and I remember where the wormhole is to get you there. But I'm not going to do that this episode. I'm not going to give away that secret, because you can actually just warp right to the solar system and Earth. But we're not going to do that because you're actually not in the solar system. This is so far into the future that humanity's at some other location. So that's the star map, and we're going to go back out, and this time we're going to come over to this star, and we're going to go in. Oh, and we're going to fly right by the gravity of that. And as you can see on our map up here, we've got 7 planets around sort of like an orange star, maybe a K or a G type star, and we see that we have a blue one right below the star in the second orbit. And what we want to do is we want to actually go to that planet. Since we showed off some of the mining aspects in the last video, I wanted to show off another part of the game, which is logging Earth-like planets as you find them, and then taking that information back to the space station. So we're going to go ahead and try and get ourselves into an orbit. There we go. So now we're going to bring up our menu, and we're going to go to our science officer. We're going to use our sensors. We're going to kind of analyze the surface. Okay, so we have an undetermined mass. We have an atmosphere of oxygen, CO2. The hydrosphere is water instead of like methane or something like that. We've got tin, gold, and zinc as an abundant resources within the surface. Now we're going to go back, and we're going to go back to our science officer, and we're going to analyze this time. So the analysis can't be done until after the sensors are brought up. And we see we've got a planet, orbit number 2. We've got a liquid surface. We've got a gravity of 1.6 Gs. The atmosphere density is moderate. We have tropical to infernal for temperature. Sounds perfect. And global weather is moderate. So we're going to go ahead and then we go back in. We go to our navigator this time. No, not the navigator. No, okay, it is science officer. Go back. Artifacts, no artifacts here. You can scan for artifacts later in the game. Certain planets have them. Earth does. Mystery. Log the planet. Planet's now logged, and now we're going to leave the system. Now it's a bit of a waste of fuel to come all out here, or come all the way out here and not mine anything, but we're actually going to get more out of this trip, hopefully, by logging this planet away. So we're going to head back to our solar system, and interesting is a little tip or tidbit about it. If you accelerate in the direction of the star you want to go to, you'll actually head out in that direction with a little bit more velocity. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'll try and point it out. So we're going to head down in this direction, and we're going to fly out under full thrust, and then we're going to let go, and you see, boom, we didn't use any fuel at all compared to what we did before, and we're right next to our star. So it's just a little trick to save yourself some fuel if you're nearby, or near another star. So we're going to head back to our space station. We'll fly over to it. It's the little pink one there in the second orbit. And then we're going to turn this planet in and see what we get for it. It's been so long since I've actually played through this game. I don't even remember most of the little parts to it. I do remember where Earth is, surprisingly enough, because it was like one of the biggest, coolest parts of the game, that you could actually find the Earth in this massive star map. Of course we cheated. Yep. And then I'm going to break orbit. Because we went online and looked it up. Land. Alright, we're going to come back here. This is sort of like the headquarters. And recommendation 1. Logged on 1-1 of 4620, system 123, 101, orbit 2. This planet proved to be suitable for colonization. You have earned a bonus of 30,000 MUs for this recommendation. So, we went all the way out there. We could have mined. We could have brought back a little bit more with us. That's totally up to you. You can do that. It makes it a 2-for-1, divide and conquer. You can accomplish a lot more in using that. But for primary purpose, you're going to also use a lot of fuel doing that, because your ATV, or your terrain vehicle, uses fuel as well. So every time you load back into the ship and head back out to mine, you're going to be taking fuel from your mothership, or from the Odyssey in this case. So for a fuel value, this was a much more beneficial mission. By just logging that planet and coming back, we now made some money. Now this is funds we can apply for more fuel or for whatever other reason. So I think our ultimate goal in this is, well, for me anyway, for playing, I think I want to get to one of these farther planets, or one of these farther systems. I think there was a system with some artifacts, and I think there was a really large mineral deposit in one of them. And what I want to do is I want to try and locate that system. And I can't remember if it's up here or if it's one of these. Because I seem to recall last time I played this game pretty avidly, I went upwards, and there was all kinds of goodies to be found as far as minerals and things like that. But I'm not sure. We'll probably have to save that for another video. I'm actually overwhelmed with games right now. I've got the PlayStation 4 coming in 6 weeks. I've got Kerbal Space Program. I've got Minecraft, which I've just started getting into, and I've got Papers, Please, a bunch of Steam games. Just got the X3 package, the Humble Bundle, I think is what it is, from Steam. I've got the Terran Conflict and the Albion Prelude. I got all these. I haven't even started playing any of those yet, so a lot I've got going on. But I want to return to Starflight, because every once in a while it's nice to kind of go back and play this game. There is so much depth in this game, it's unreal. But yeah, until next time, we'll go even further out. Who knows? Maybe we'll go to Earth. Maybe we'll skip and we'll just go to Earth in the next video. I don't know. I don't know if that's something people want to see. If they want to see us going further out and exploring, but we'll see what happens. And until the next video, I am Dan. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.